Hi everybody, it's Y here with TheBurgsrun. I am just sitting here working on this diamond painting. It's not my favorite because I really wish that I had gone with a larger one, because it's really hard to tell what's in here because it's really busy. This is what it's going to look like, supposedly, but I really wish I'd have gone for a bigger canvas. But I am about halfway finished with it now. And so I thought I'd bring you along and just chat for a little bit. We're coming up on Mother's Day weekend, and we are going to host a soldier who's away from home tonight. So if you've been around my channel, you know that my son-in-law is in school in the Army right now, but he is doing his schooling not far from our house. So there are soldiers there from out of state who can't go home, or don't have that ability. So we are hosting one here tonight for dinner and game night. Should be a lot of fun. It's the least I can do for their service. The least I can do. We also found out that my daughter and her husband are being stationed. Most likely the preliminary orders are for New York. So they will be leaving here in a month or so to go to New York. Cutting the stay short, the schooling that he was in has a 50% fail rate or something like that. His class, 90% of them did not make it through the first round. My son-in-law included in that. So they are now being stationed elsewhere, and they're going to go to upstate New York. My daughter, who is North Carolina born and raised, is going to move where the temperatures get really cold and there's lots and lots of snow. So I don't know how she'll deal with that, but it is what it is, and that's where they're headed. So they'll have about a month to get things in order before he has to report. And I guess his report date is in July, and they have, all of their family that they want to see. He's originally from Georgia, so they'll go down. Yeah, he's from Georgia. She's from North Carolina. It's going to be real interesting how they handle the cold. I'm originally from Michigan. I know what it's like to be cold. But they're not so used to that. So we'll see. I mean, they don't have any choice now. That's where they're going. And but they're thankful that they're not going back to the old base that they were at. Which is way closer to us than New York, but it's all right. Adventures, that's what we say. They're going on adventures. Life is about adventures. And he gives me some place to go and visit, right? But not in the cold. I left the cold behind and said I was never coming back. So I have no desire to go in the cold. I'll go in the summertime. So how's everybody doing today? Are you getting a lot of diamond painting done? I am getting a lot done today, actually. I got up super early today and did my work before the sun came up. And then, so now I've been kind of playing with the diamond painting and checking my emails and checking my voicemail, and doing the things that would have to happen in the daytime when people are awake. But I'm doing it from home, so getting up at the crack of morning, before the sun rises. So getting up early in the morning and doing it from home is really kind of a pleasure. I do my best work and I can concentrate best first thing in the morning. As the day goes on, so does my patience and attention to detail, and all those things just kind of go out the window after lunch. So it's nice on Fridays to be able to get up early, get it all done, and get out early while still manning the phones and whatnot. But then a bunch of you also know that I am battling some injuries from a car accident a while back that opened up a can of worms for some other injuries, but that's beside the point. But anyway, so I am looking at being home all the time a lot sooner than I had hoped or anticipated. So retirement is coming very soon for me. It's okay. Everything happens for a reason. Everything happens the way it's supposed to happen. I'm a firm believer in those things. So whatever will be, will be. So I'm still trying to work out a system for how to do my drills while I'm working on a canvas. And so I finally decided to get one of those multi-tray holders. It's going to hold 36 trays. But in the meantime, this is a pretty neat idea too. In the meantime, I took these little paper cups from the Dollar Tree and I write the number that it is on the canvas, this number here, and then the number of the drill, the color number on the side of it, and I just poured them all in these. So I have them all right here. And that seems like it takes a lot of table, but I have a whole nother side of my table for working. This is just for crafting. So that will work until my new tray system gets here, which will be tomorrow. You gotta love Amazon with the fact that they can get something to you in less than 24 hours. I mean, come on, that is just amazing. And I remember when Amazon was just books. It was a bookstore because I went back to college as an adult. I couldn't really tell my kids they needed to go to college if they could turn around and tell me, Mom, you didn't go to college. So I went back to college and I got my associates, and then I enjoyed it so much I stayed and got my bachelor's, and then I didn't stop there. I continued going for my master's. But during that time I could look for books on Amazon because it was a bookstore. Of course, my kids don't remember that. Of course, my kids don't even remember what it was like not to have a cell phone. Well, one of them does. One of my children is old enough to know what it was like to not have cell phone and computers. And then I have 3 children, and then 2 of them were born in the 90s, so they kind of sort of grew up with computers, but they had cell phones by the time they were in junior high. And I remember one day my oldest child, she had her driver's license when the two little ones were little. And she had given the middle child a ride to school, and he saw a cassette tape in her door pocket. And he pulled it out and he was like, "What is this?" And she said that made her feel really old because he didn't know what a cassette tape was. Because by then everything was on CD. Now the kids growing up now, they don't know what any of that is unless they had pretty cool parents who have vinyl vinyl records still. Because they just know how to stream things now. I remember when all the streaming services came out, I was really leery about it. And we bought all the kids iPods, Apple iPods, but we didn't drink the Apple Kool-Aid because that was the extent of our Apple life, was some iPods. We went the Samsung route. We are Samsung people through and through. Telephones, TVs, everything except our computers. And our computers are not Apple. Our computers are what used to be Gateway. We were big Gateway people. But Gateway sold to Lenovo, I believe it is. But anyways, now we just get whatever Windows computer we find that can fit our needs. Like I have a crafting machine that required a certain amount of memory and a certain amount of space, and so I bought a computer specifically for it. And then I started using my YouTube channel and editing software and all that good stuff. Well, it makes the computer that I bought for crafting go really, really slow. So we bought a new computer, not a laptop, but an actual desktop computer, just for the purpose of editing. It's a Dell gaming computer. Those gaming computers have lots of RAM. Now, I'm not getting technical because I don't know anything about the ins and outs. I just know that when my craft software said you need to have this much RAM and this much memory, that's what I was looking for. Now, my husband, he is an IT architect, and so he knows all that stuff. So I just sent him a picture and said, "This is the one I want. Will it work? Or will it not?" And he said yes. And so whenever I have an issue, I just have my husband come take care of it, because that's what he does. And he's pretty good at it. Some of these I don't even have to put in the tray if I only need a few of them. I can just pull them right out of these little cups. These cups are kind of cool. And they were cheap. I got them from the Dollar Tree. And you could use them again and again and again. Scratch that out, put the next one in, or do it in a different color each time. Sorry about my dog. He's barking at somebody walking by. It's about time that the kids are getting home from school, so he likes to let us know people are out there, keeping us safe. So do you all have animals? And if you do, what kind of animals do you have? We are dog people through and through. Right now we have 2 big dogs and a little dog. The big dogs will be leaving with my daughter and we will just be the little dog left. And my little dog's going to be so sad when they go. He's not a real good eater, but he will eat with the big dogs because he can't let the big dogs outdo him, you know. So I don't know what we're going to do when the big dogs aren't here anymore, because our dog Benson will go back to not eating. My husband says, don't worry about it. When he's hungry, he'll eat. I don't know about that. He's pretty defiant when he doesn't want to eat. And he's only 9 months old. Too smart for his own good sometimes. He figures out ways to get around the rules, and smart little dog. We put him in boarding school for training because he is all over the place, wide open. He is a mess. But we love him. He brings us so much joy. I mean, my heart flutters. Like, I get butterflies in my chest sometimes when he does the cutest things. I know y'all are going to think I'm crazy, right? But it's true. He is just adorable. We weren't looking for a dog when he kind of fell in our lap. In fact, my husband said, no dogs. But we have Benson. We normally have rescued senior dogs, the throwaways, the ones that nobody wanted, the ones that might have had medical issues, so our last 5 dogs have been special needs seniors. And the last one died, I don't know, 2018, 2019, something like that. And it just broke our heart, like totally broke our heart. And so, I mean, we put so much into him. He was just the sweetest. We just loved him to pieces. And so we've been without a dog for quite some time. And my husband said, no, we're not ready. We're not ready for a dog. No, not ready. Oh my goodness. He plays and plays and plays with this dog. I keep teasing him. Not ready, huh? So we dub Benson as the puppy we didn't know we needed. Because one, we're not used to puppies. Like I said, we get the old dogs that people want to throw away. And this is the first time we've gotten a puppy ever. Well, in 25 years. Maybe longer than that. And it's so different. It is so very different. It's still exhausting in different ways. But I wouldn't change it for anything. He is the sweetest. And he's just a puppy. And my daughter keeps saying, you're going to miss this puppy stage. And I'm like, I don't know if I'm going to miss this puppy stage. Because it's a lot. And unfortunately, I can't do a lot with him because, I'm injured. But so it falls on my husband. Good thing he's a good trooper. Because he is the one that really is taking care of the dog. But he does some of the cutest things ever. And it's like, oh my, how can that not just melt your heart? I mean, you'd have to be pretty cold and callous for some of the things he does not to melt your heart. So I have my son, who is a new daddy, my first grandbaby. They have cats, and I'm just not, I mean, I love all animals, but I'm not a cat person to have them in my house. He wasn't either until he met the mother of his child. And now he is a cat person, and I just never would have expected it. So people surprise you with what they have. We have a gentleman that lives down the street from us. It's so cute. He runs every morning, he'll run with a backpack on for extra weight, and he does. He's a decent sized guy. He's a big guy, and by big I don't mean husky. I mean he's a big guy, and he walks by the house walking his dog, his little Yorkie, his teacup Yorkie. Oh my gosh, it is the cutest thing ever to see this big burly man walking this little itty bitty teacup Yorkie. And to be totally honest, the dog walks him. Like, you can tell it's a spoiled dog. The dog walks him. It's so cute. Like, you would, if you were to meet him at the gym and ask him what kind of dog he had, if he told you a teacup Yorkie, your mouth would, drop open. But, people surprise you. People do surprise you. So, tell me, what kind of animals do you have? Bonus points if you put it in the comments. Because I love hearing about people's animals. Animals are the best. The best ever. So I'm almost finished with this section even. I just started this yesterday. But I worked last night on it. First I had to get set up for how I was going to do my drills, because I really didn't know how I was going to do them. But this little system, for me, it works out because I have space. For somebody who doesn't have space, it would not be a viable option. But for me, I was still able to work without touching the cups. And they are flat on the table, so that they can't get knocked over or tipped in any way or moved, because they're at the back of the table. So yeah, it worked out for me. But I still wasn't happy with it. It's not what I envisioned. So I did go in search of solutions today and decided to do the multi-tray storage solution just for drills that you're working with, not for storage. Because I have the cases with the cases full of cases for my storage. All right, and X marks the spot. Sometimes I get bothered by numbers that are the same, or very similar, right next to each other. Like, it's difficult sometimes, but this one hasn't been too bad. And you. So I know what this canvas is supposed to look like. And when I hold it up, it takes some imagination to find it because it's so small. And that's kind of makes me sad because I really wanted to love this. But I may have to order it in a larger size just because I really want to hang this on my wall. But I can't hang it on the wall if I have to keep telling people what it is. You know what I mean? So I watched somebody's video today where they were showing off all their drill pens. Oh my goodness, I had no idea there were so many different pens. I am newish to this, and I have a couple. I have this one that I got at Temu. I have this one that lights up. I have this one that has wax loaded in it. You just twist it and the wax will come to the tip and you just dip it. And I have a whole box of the little pink or clear ones that come with the kits. Oh, I do have another one. It's a pencil. It's a wax pencil. See? But I made it too sharp when I sharpened it. But that's it for me. That's all I have. I love this one. I did order one like this one, but the tips screw in and they're metal and there's a straightener tip, and I saw somebody else had it, and so I thought that was the coolest thing ever, so I had to go in search of it. Of course, I found it on AliExpress, so it's going to be a while before it's here. Unlike Temu, they don't promise you your stuff within 14 days. But that's okay. When I get it, I will have to share it with you guys in one of my Wip and Chats coming forward, because it is really cool. So how long has everybody here watching this been diamond painting? I have been diamond painting for 1 month. And I am hooked. I have already amassed quite a collection of canvases. I've already finished 9. I've already decided that I don't like the square drills. I don't know if I did it. I saved it, so I may pull it out now that I'm learned to do this in sections. Like, I now have a whole bunch of transfer paper. I mean, I'm learning as I go, but I am one of those people that I have to have it all. So I sometimes purchase what I think I want too quickly. I'm talking about like accessories and tools, and then realize that I don't like that particular one, or it doesn't work for me, type of thing. And then I end up with a bunch of stuff that I didn't need, and I spent a bunch of money I didn't need to. That's always a pain, but that's who I am. That's just what I do. I'm thankful that I have a husband that gets it. He understands the trial and error and the cost of crafting, and he does not get upset with me, which is super cool. But then again, I do things like I buy 2 because I want to compare brands, you know, of things, and so that was on purpose. But now I have 2 and I only need 1. So I think I will have some giveaways coming in the future with products that I purchased to compare. So they've been opened, but they've never been used. And I can do giveaways when I hit milestone giveaways on my YouTube channel. So I don't know if you noticed, but we don't just diamond paint here. We are the Burgs, and that includes myself and my husband, and Benson. Benson's not in the title, but I include him in there. The Burgs and Benson, because I do a lot of videos of the dog because he's just so stinking cute. Yes, I'm biased, but then every mom is, right? So we were runners, and I can't run anymore, but there'll be some more video coming because my husband still runs, and I'm so thankful for that. And we're hoping someday I can get back to at least walking the races. We'll see. We'll see. In the meantime, I am not supposed to do anything. So, but yet, you need to lose some weight. Okay. How do you propose I do that if I can't do anything? So, there's that. But we do a lot of stuff on the channel right now. I've got some videos up of our garden this year. And that will progress as the year goes on. Lots of the dog. I've got some shorts of my son-in-law. He can be hilarious. So if I can catch him on film, it's usually a short on my channel. And of course, cooking. I love to cook. My husband and I love to cook. I'm not supposed to do it now. I'm not supposed to stand for that long. So I try to do little pieces, and sit down in between them. So I've been able to put together some videos of some of the cooking that we've done. We've done some sitting outside. So there's some grilling and fire pit action going on. But lately, my thing is diamond painting. I absolutely love it. I think it helps to take my mind off of all of the, speed bumps that I have come across here lately. That not being able to move, not being able to, and we're not big TV watchers, so I'm not wanting to just sit in front of the TV and veg. So it's really kind of helped to relax me, to take my mind off of everything and just paint. And I sit here and I listen to somebody else's Wip and Chat, and I just love it. I love it. It helps the time go by. And if I am forced to retire, it will be my saving grace, because I am type A personality. I'm definitely an introvert with a type A personality. Is that possible? I am in my element at work. I do my job well. But if I'm following, protocol at work, I don't have any trouble exerting myself. But put me in a social situation, and I am good. I don't talk much until you get to know me and I get to know you, and then I turn into a chatterbox. So yes, I'm an introvert in that I will come up with every excuse in the book why we don't need to go somewhere, because I prefer not to. So, but once you get me there and I get comfortable, then I can come out of my little shell some. My husband, on the other hand, is an introvert through and through, and he doesn't come out of his shell. So, he has his good friend who he will talk to and talk to and talk to. And that's probably me and this one friend are like the only times he really talks, because he's very, very quiet. He says he thinks before he speaks, and by the time he gets ready to speak, the conversation's changed. What's that saying about me? But I remember the kids when they were little, they were like, does he ever talk? But they know now that he does. Especially when he's correcting the dog. Then they hear him. But yeah, so I'm an introvert, and this is the perfect hobby for me. I'm also a scrapbooker. So I did do some scrapbooking the other day. Kind of surprised me. In between canvases, I set it down and went and did some scrapbooking. Put a couple of pages in Benson's book. And then I couldn't think of what I don't know. You have to be really creative when it comes to scrapbooking, and I just wasn't being real creative. So I put the scrapbooking down and picked up a new canvas. Yeah, it's just kind of crazy. But that's how it is. So I could sit here from the time I wake up in the morning until the time I go to bed. That's how comfortable it is to me. And how did I not find this hobby sooner? That I don't know. As much time as I spend in craft stores looking for scrapbook supplies, how I didn't catch on to this, I'll never know. My daughter, even my oldest daughter, made me a diamond art painting a couple years ago during COVID. She came and sat in the office with me, and she went back in my conference room, and over the course of a week, she had made a beautiful poppy diamond dots. I still didn't catch on. Christmas time, I'm a huge, huge Disney fan. And for Christmas, my best friend bought me a diamond art of my favorite Disney princess. And I was like, yeah, I don't know. I put it aside. It took me till March. That was, of course, the first one I ever did. It was the one my best friend got me. And so I finally sent her a picture and said, I did it! I did it! So that one is already hanging on my wall. That was my first one. It was a Beauty and the Beast, which is my favorite movie of all eternity. Beauty and the Beast. I don't know why. Stockholm Syndrome much. But it was and is my favorite movie. So that makes Belle my favorite Disney princess. However, I like Aladdin, Jasmine. I like Jasmine a lot. My favorite sidekick is Abu. And so we have a history of spending a lot of money to go run the races at Disney. Disney does half marathons 4 times a year, I'm sorry. It starts in November with Wine and Dine, and then Marathon Weekend in January, Princess Weekend in February, and Springtime Surprise, which used to be Star Wars, in April. And so I love it because in real life at home, I'm just me. But take me to Disney and I can be a kid. I can dress in my favorite characters. I can do all the things. And then when the races come around, not everybody, but the majority of people, they dress up in costumes and they wear these, everybody's in a tutu. I remember the first time I saw a Disney race was in 2014, and I said, oh my gosh, I'd never seen so many tutus in one place in all my life. I mean, it was more than going to a dance recital. It was just crazy. Well, heck, they don't even wear tutus anymore at dance recitals. But then that was I went to support my best friend in 2014. I wasn't a runner yet. I didn't start running until 2018. And I didn't catch the bug then for running either. I guess I'm a late bloomer, you would say. I didn't start diamond painting until last month. I didn't start running until I was in my 50s. Yeah. Kind of crazy. So yeah, the story of how I started running is another story. I may have said it in an earlier chat, but I had a heart attack in 2016 and actually died in the back of an ambulance. And this amazing fire medic was able to bring me back. They broke a couple of ribs in the meantime, but they were able to get me back. And there's absolutely no damage to my heart. And so they just think that it was because I'd smoked for so many years. I was still smoking. And so I decided one day, 2 years after the heart attack, that I was done smoking. I put my cigarettes up, never bought another one, and I started running. I told my husband, I said, I want to run. I want to run instead of smoke. So now I was worried when they told me I couldn't run that I would go back to smoking, but nope, not happening. Not happening. And had my cardiology. I have to go twice a year to the cardiologist. Had my cardiology appointment just a couple weeks ago, and he gave me a clean bill of health. I was like, yes, I'm so blessed to be here, to be able to see my grandson. You get a whole new perspective of life in general when you have a near-death experience. So there's that. Hold on, I'll be right back. Sorry about that. My husband, who is also working from home today, just got off work, and I needed to see if he would run to the store for one more thing that I need for dinner tonight. Because we are having company, but we're having a little game night tonight, so it's just going to be pizza. Pizza for the win. But I figured we'll make our own pizza, and that way everybody can make it the way they want it, with the items they want on their pizza. How about that? Oops, I need him to pick up one more thing. Hold on. Okay, I think I got that situated. So yeah. What's your quick go-to when you have company come for dinner, that last minute decisions to come to dinner? What is your go-to meal? He's going to be so sad. Daddy just told Benson he couldn't go. He's going to be so sad. But he can't go to the store. He would not pass the test for an emotional support dog now. He is too wild and crazy. I'm thankful that I have a husband who will make grocery store runs for me. So I'm cheating tonight, and we are just going to make flatbread pizzas. And everybody can make their own. So Aldi has the best flatbread for making flatbread pizzas. It's inexpensive. You get 2 loaves in a package. And it makes the best pizza. Just throw some sauce on it and then whatever toppings you want. It's so yummy. So that's what we're going to have tonight. We have pepperoni and salami and black olives and cheese and bacon. All the things to choose for what they want on their pizza. And then, we have sodas and beer and snacky stuff for the game. Yeah, it'll be a lot of fun. So we found this new game at Ollie's the other day. It's a mix of life and trouble. So when you pop the popper, it spins the dial. Yeah, we're really excited to try it. We are big game night people. Our children have been playing games since they could understand the game, and we figured it out. 8 is the magic age for playing Payday. My daughter, when she was little, she wanted to play with us so bad, but she just couldn't understand the game. But when she turned 8, oh my gosh, we could not beat her. She won every single game she played after she turned 8. She still wins every single Payday game that she plays. I don't know if it's just lucky or it's her game or what. But yes, she is the Payday queen. I, on the other hand, am the gin rummy queen. My son, who is the middle child, loves to play gin rummy with me. In fact, I have a piece of paper a pad of paper that I have had for years and years and years that I keep with the cards that we have been keeping track. We don't actually keep score. We just keep hashtags for I won that one, you won that one rounds. And I want to say we've had this list going for 16 years. I have more hashtags on my side. I am the gin rummy queen. And it's a fun, quick way of playing it because we don't actually have to stop and keep score. We are just keeping track of how many times you win a hand, and it's just a lot of fun. So he comes to the house, and that's the first thing he wants to do. Where's the cards, Mom, and that pad of paper? Things that he's done with me since he was a little kid, so it's kind of neat, kind of fun and different. Traditions. So what kind of special tradition type things do you have? Are you a game night person? Or we do enjoy some games. Our game closet is overflowing with games. One of these days I'm going to have to pass them on to my children to play with their children. Now my oldest child, she collects Monopoly games, and she has amassed quite a collection of Monopoly games. So now I can't just buy her games anymore. I have to text her. Do you have this one? Do you have this one? Because I don't want to buy her something that is doubled. So yeah, they have lots and lots of Monopoly games and parodies of Monopoly and just lots of Monopoly, which is not my favorite game. Not my favorite game at all. And I love some of the trivia games. I just always feel so stupid when I play them. I'm not a fan of Trivial Pursuit. I am a fan of the one that we've been playing lately. Is it's called Jackass. And it's quite funny. It is a funny game. But it is trivia based or knowledge based. And sometimes you just really feel dumb because, you know, like, are you smarter than a fifth grader? Because some of this stuff you're like, I should know this. You know, because there's geography questions and just all types of questions. And you're like, I know I should know this. And then when you hear the answer, you're like, that's right. So, but I think it gets harder to play as you get older because your memory is not what it used to be. But I hear that playing them is good for your memory. Keeps your mind working. So we will play as long as we can play because we love to sit down and have a game night. The other game that's a lot of fun in this house is Apples to Apples. We have a really good time with that one. And it's a silly game because the dealer chooses the winner. Without knowing, it's blind winner though. You don't know who it was until after you pick it. So you just never know what the dealer's going to choose. So it helps if you know the players. It's like, I know what my husband's going to pick every time because I know him. So yeah, we love playing games. My youngest daughter also likes to craft. She has since she was little. I remember I worked in a pharmacy when she was small. And I brought home a lab coat, a small lab coat for her. And I let her paint it and do whatever. And that's what she wore when she would do crafts to make sure that she didn't ruin her clothes. So that was her apron or her smock or whatever was an old lab coat from work. Not a bad idea. It completely covers your clothes. And that way she didn't ruin her clothes or anything else. I think somewhere in the house I still have it because when we moved out of state, we got rid of a lot of stuff, but some stuff I just couldn't get rid of. I think that was one of them, and it's here somewhere. One of these days when she has children, I will have to give it to her. That's another thing we try to do. It reminded me of Christmas time. We always try every year at Christmas to find a retro toy from their childhood. Like last year, it was Bratz dolls and Yu-Gi-Oh! I really don't know what Yu-Gi-Oh is, but Yu-Gi-Oh figures that we found. But we just try to have them relive some memory. My son's girlfriend's, she brought a daughter to the relationship, and I bought her one year a bunch of Blue's Clues stuff because that was something that my son really liked when he was little. And so I thought that it would bring back a memory for him. And I knew she'd enjoy it. Original OG Blue's Clues. So that's a tradition that we have. We always try to get the kids something from their childhood for Christmas. It doesn't necessarily have to be a toy that they can play with, but just the memory. We try to give them a memory. I hear little kids outside. That's really different. There's not usually little kids outside. Little bunnies, yes. Last night there were bunnies in the yard. Excuse me. 2 of them frolicking around in the yard, and oh my goodness, when the dogs noticed it, they went crazy. All 3 dogs were in the window downstairs, the big picture window, just yapping, and these bunnies were just playing, and I said to my daughter, I said, can't the bunnies hear the dogs? Like, wouldn't that scare you? It did not scare these bunnies. They just were having a blast in the front yard. So we have bunnies, and we have, I call them Chip and Dale. We have a couple of little chipmunks. We have tons of squirrels, but we have a couple of little chipmunks that every time we go out there, they run into the downspout of the gutter on the side of our house. So I don't know if that's where they live or if they're just hiding from the elements or what, but they are the cutest little things ever. And boy, are they fast. Because I try to get them on film because they're just adorable. But they are so fast that I can't ever catch them. I can't ever get my camera opened in time to get video of them. One of these days I will succeed in filming who we call Chip and Dale. Heck, I don't even know if they're male and female. I think it's cute to call them Chip and Dale. So my daughter will come in from walking the big dogs and she'll say, oh, Mom, Chip and Dale are so cute. What, you saw them? Did you get them on film? No, they are just too fast. So I live 2 minutes from a very, very busy road, if that. I mean, it's like, I'm not in the city, but I'm not in a rural area by any stretch of the imagination. So the fact that we have these critters running around is pretty amazing. The year we moved into this house, the bunnies would come right up and we'd be out on the back patio barbecuing or something, and the bunnies would come within a foot of us. I was like, oh my, the bunnies I can film all day long because they're not afraid. Obviously not afraid of the big dogs either because they were yapping their brains out. And the bunnies stayed. All right. Oh, crud. I hate when that happens. That's one thing that will be prevented by having the trays. In the process, I knocked another one over, but it only dropped 3 or 4. All right, what is next? Let's go with the purple. So I've been at this all day today, and that's the first time I have spilled. That's pretty dang good. So yeah, that is diamond painting for today. I have some cleanup to do, a little doggy to walk, who's actually being really good today. And I have pizza stuff to get ready. My daughter and the soldiers will be here in about an hour. My daughter is at work at the veterinarian, and her husband, of course, is at a nearby army base, and he will be here for the weekend about the same time she gets off work. I think it's kind of neat, though, that he did the schooling so close to the house that he was able to come home every weekend. The whole time. Well, he can still come home on the weekends because he's not in the school anymore. He's just there waiting transfer. So he has to be there Monday through Friday. Just like if he was at his job. But he gets to come home on the weekends. So yeah, it's been kind of nice. So Noelle didn't have to miss him too bad, because he would come home Friday night and go back Sunday morning, because he had to be back on base before the drill sergeants got there for formation, and then do nothing the rest of the day. I think that's crazy. Just let him have the whole day. But I'm not the Army. I'm thankful we have an Army. I'm thankful for people like my son-in-law who are willing to serve and protect our freedoms. Anyways, that's going to be it for me today. So thanks for watching. Thanks for chatting along. And be sure to like this video if you like it. Subscribe if you're not already subscribed. If you are subscribed, thank you. I appreciate it. And for now, I'll see you next time. Oh, hang on a minute. Don't go away. I have an unboxing that I want to share with you, and I'm going to share it with you now at the end of this video. So there is that. You'll want to stick around for that. I ordered from diamondartgift.com. It's a wholesale. None of my canvases were more than $4.99, and they were running a buy 3 get a 4th free. So I ordered 12 canvases. Only 8 of them have been delivered. So I have 4 more coming, but I went ahead and made the video of the 8 that I did get, just to show you what was there. And I'll link in the description of this video the link to diamondartgift.com. I am not affiliated with them in any way. I don't it's not a code that I'm giving you or a link to an affiliate code or anything like that. It's just a neat place that I found to buy another source for budget canvases, because I'm still in the budget canvas. I just can't bring myself to pay the big bucks just yet. I would, however, like to know your opinion about the big bucks canvases. Are they better? I know that they have a guarantee with them, but what is the big difference between the budget canvases and the like Diamond Art Club and Diamond Dots and those? Put that in the comments for me too. But anyways, I'm gonna put in the video now of the diamondartgift.com order that I received yesterday. I'll see you next time. Bye. Hi friends, Y here from the Burgs Run. And yesterday my mailbox got filled with another bag of yummy goodness. It is an order that I placed with Diamond Art Gift. They did contact me to let me know that one of the canvases that I ordered was no longer available and for me to pick out a new one. Their deal is buy 3, get 1 free. So there are a whole bunch of them in here. They were all, I don't know, between $3.99 and $4.99. So there was actually, all of them were $4.99 except for 2 of them. And so let's see what's in the bag. I haven't opened it yet. All right. First we have it's a teacup with flowers. It has 20 colors. It is a 30 by 30, $4.99. Next we have, it's a bouquet of flowers in a vase. It is also a 30 by 30 with 20 colors. Then we have poppies. I can see that right away. It is milk cans with poppies in them. Oh, actually that's a vase, not a milk can. So it's a vase with poppies. It has 19 colors. So these are more beginner-ish, but that's okay. All right, this one is a very cool elephant. It has 25 colors, and it is also 30 by 30. 30 by 30 is 12 by 12, which is scrapbook page size, and I kind of like that size real well. All right, this one is Disney Princesses. It is 30 by 40, and it has, I'm going to have to open it to see how many colors it has. It's 25 colors. And if you hung around here long enough, you know that Disney is my second passion. So that was 2, 4, 6, All right, this one I purchased for my son. It is a Detroit Lions. I'm going to make that and frame it real nice for my son. He is a Lions fan through and through, even when they're not any good. That one has 21 colors. Now these are all round drills. This one is moon in a tree, kind of like the South Carolina symbol, but it's really pretty. It is also a 30. Oh, the Detroit Lions one was 30 by 30. This one is 30 by 40. And it has 24 colors. They're pretty earth tony though, dark. And then lastly, this one is a 30 by 30. It is a hummingbird in an initial monogram in a teal color. You can't really see the teal. So that's 2, 4, 6. That's 8 of them. I'm missing some. So part of the package is not here. I am missing a Disney villains, a sloth, a parrot, and something else. Because they come in, you purchase 4, you get 1, 3, get 1 free. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So there are 4 missing. So that is my haul from diamondartgift.com. They have some really nice canvases there. A lot of them are 30 by 30 as opposed to 30 by 40. But in the storage books that I have, I can fit the 30 by 30s in there. I also can add them to scrapbooks. So that's my haul for today. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for watching. Be sure to hit the like button. Make sure that you subscribe and share out my channel. Thanks so much. Till next time. Bye.